What's going on? Welcome. Hey. Welcome to. This is Carolyn. What's going on? Was having a little bit of trouble here, but listen, I wanted to jump on because a lot of you have been asking me this question. How? Stuff like that, right? So I'm like, how what? How did you lose the weight? Wow, I lost 70 pounds, even in the pandemic. So I tell you one thing, my neighbor, she saw me after she hasn't seen me in a while. So she came outside one time and she said, how did you come out of quarantine looking like that? And so I've been getting that question from so many different people. So you know what I decided to do? Decided to just come online and just tell all of you at the same time. So, who's here with me today? I know we are broadcasting live on Facebook, my page on my personal page on Facebook because I treasure you guys. On my Magnify Your Essence page on Facebook and also on YouTube. So let me know who you are, where you're at, and if you're on my private page, you're going to have to give permission to StreamYard so that way I can see your comments. If not, I'm gonna have to see who's on here. Go to my phone. But in the meantime, I'm excited. How about you guys? I'm so glad that you joined on. You're on. You get to see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to wait a few seconds before I see somebody. So I just wanted to say hello. And before we get this thing started, that is me, right? That's me. That's what I look like now. So this is my weight loss journey before, during. Oh, we can't say after the pandemic, but it's during the pandemic. But we can definitely say quarantine, right? We can definitely say quarantine because, like I said, my neighbor said, "How did you come out of quarantine looking like that?" So I just wanted to get on and make sure that all of you guys, I have some exciting news that I just wanted to share with everybody. If you have any questions, then sure, shoot them at me. I will be more than happy to explain. So, my weight loss journey. Let me share something with you guys. So, let me come back to me so you can see me. I need you to see me. I gotta have this conversation with you guys, and I gotta be able to see where everybody's at, who's broadcasting, who's on here live with me. But in the meantime, let me share this with you. So I started this weight loss journey back in November, but I have to give you some backstory to help you understand my journey. So what you see now is that I lost 70 pounds, right? But I need for you to totally, which was that picture that you saw, right? So that's this picture right here. That's me now, you know, looking like I've always looked, but didn't always look like that. I didn't always look like that. No. So this is me now. But I have to give you some backstory to how I got to look like that right now. So so this is 2020. So 2013, 7 years ago. Seven is a good number, right? For those who understand what seven is. But just hold on to that for a second. So prior to that, that's in 2013 is important. But prior to that, I would say maybe over the past 10 to 15 years, right? I have struggled with my weight going up and down. Who can relate? Someone tell me who can relate. You don't watch you don't watch conversations posted while it's on. Yes. Hey Joe. Hey Gina. Hey Josie. I'm going to be getting back and forth, so I'm going to see the comments, and then I'm going to get to you guys. I want to share with you guys. So here we go. So up and down with my weight, up and down with my weight. If that's you guys, just put me. Like, I want to see who it is, if that was me, having trouble with your weight going up and down, up and down. Because I don't know about you, but I had the big girl clothes and the little girl clothes. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When you start, the thing, your pants don't fit right. Then you got to start getting some elastic. You can't wear the jeans, so now you have to wear the jeggings. You have to wear the leggings. You have to wear the sweatpants. Yeah, I'm not the only one. Am I the only one? I already know who I'm voting. All right. So let me put my glasses so I can see what's happening here. All right. So we have, where are we going here? All right. So basically, so what's happening on this end is that my weight was going up and down. So if that was you, just put down that was me. So with that came, you get comfortable. You kind of get comfortable in sitting in where you're at, and then the weight comes off, right? See, but then sometimes, and a lot of times, the weight comes on because of some other external factors, and those other external factors may or may not be in your control. So some of the things that are within your control are your mental health, right? Your spiritual health and your physical health. Now, some things that are beyond your control are if you're on medication, right? Or just maybe some genetics. It could be something that's totally beyond your control. Something, a traumatic experience beyond your control. So now I'm going to take you back to where I said, hold on to that nugget of 2013. So 2013, I had a very, 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 very traumatic experience. That triggered a very traumatic experience. And it set me on a spiral. It set me on a major spiral of gaining weight, right? Because I got sick. I got really stressed. And that stress caused me to yo-yo. It caused me to then have to get put on medication, something called prednisone, the big P, right? And what that does is it kind of makes you elevate in your weight, makes you eat more. It just does some real funky things to your body, right? So what was happening over the years, I was watching my weight go up gradually, and I was gradually accepting the weight as it went up. And then it kept going up, and I kept accepting it as it went up. And then it wasn't until I got to like my pregnancy weight where I was like, ooh, I don't know about this. But it kept going up. And then that's when I kept trying to do the weight loss, and I would lose a little bit, and then I would gain it back plus some. And then I would lose a little bit, and I would gain it back plus some. Like who definitely, I know someone can relate to me on that, because I know I'm not the only person that has ever happened to. So I'm literally, literally, like, I'm not comfortable with this weight. Although on the outside, I was like, you know what? I'm going to wear it the best way I can. But on the inside, I really wasn't happy. Really wasn't happy. So it wasn't until I got to a point where I said, you know what? I truly have to lose this weight. I have to lose this weight. Because no matter what I do with my exercise or my eating, which really wasn't that great, I was exercising great, but then I would go and eat like crap. So that wasn't really helping, was it? So then I go from that point to now, here I am. Weight is way past my pregnancy weight, way past a comfort level, way past a healthy level. Yeah, I got up to 197 pounds. And my base was always around 130. Between 130 and 140. That was usually my base. Prior to that was like 126, but my base was always in that 130, 140 mark. And I got up to 197, and I was like, no, I cannot get to past 200 pounds. That was just for me. I don't know where everybody else is at, but that's where I was. and I needed to make sure that I didn't get to that level. So I had a candid conversation with my doctor. I said, listen, how do I get off this prednisone? I don't want to be on it anymore. So I told her, I said, well, I did some research because the prednisone was helping with the inflammation that was in my body. So I said, well, I've been taking some turmeric and some ginger, and I've been, doing some holistic herbal, things to kind of help with the inflammation. And she was like, that's fine. So let's do that and see how it works. So as I was doing that, she was tapering my prednisone. I was like, yes. And then to the point where she continued to taper my prednisone. I was like, yes. Until my prednisone, I no longer had to taper it. So I was like, yes. So now that barrier was out of the way. So I couldn't use the excuse of, well, it's the medicine. Oh, well, So now I had to tackle the other stuff. So of course, immediately, once I stopped taking the medication, immediately I dropped anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds. And from that point, I was like, whoa. From that point, I said, okay, so this is what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to figure out a way to lose this weight. I mean, how many of you have had that plan in your head saying, yeah, okay, I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to start next week. I'm going to start the end of the month. Am I the only one? I know I'm not the only one, right? Can't be. So I just literally said, okay, I know what I have to do. I really have to lose this weight. And I know why I need to lose this weight, because I have a lot to do. I need to be here for those who need me. For instance, my children, my community, my family. I need me. You need me. So I'm like, okay, I have to do something. But I didn't really quite know how. I just knew what. I just knew what I needed to do. And that might be the case for a lot of you out there. You just know what you need to do, but you don't really know the how. And see, now because I threw it out there, and I'm very big on throwing things in the universe and literally just stating, what I want, right? And really clear on it. I made my mind up because it's a decision. When you make a decision, you just make the decision. So I made a decision that, okay, now I got rid of the prednisone, so now there's no excuse. I have to lose this weight. But I wasn't sure how I was going to put the regimen into place. Because I remember saying, okay, this needs to be just more than just losing weight. It needs to be more than just being on a diet. It needs to be a lifestyle change, right? Because I need a new lifestyle change for me to go with everything else that I've been changing with my mind, with my spirit. So now it's time for me to change my body. And no sooner after I said that and thought that, within a couple of weeks, literally, it felt like it was like that, but I wouldn't have to say it was in a couple of weeks. I checked my email, and you know how you stumble across things, just like maybe you stumbled across this video, this message, whether you're watching live or watching a replay. I look at things like, oh, there's a reason for this. So I was in my email, and one of the things that popped up was there was an email saying we're looking for people to be part of this program to help, to lose 20 pounds by 2020 to have a new lifestyle change. And I'm like, ding, 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 ding. That's me. Like, isn't that what I was asking for? And that's exactly what I was stating. So what that was, let me show you what that was as soon as I can get to it. So what that was, excuse me, was that I had ended up on a particular TV show. I'm going to show you as soon as I can find it. What happened? So here we go. So as you can see, ta-da! I was on Dr. Oz. See, as seen on Dr. Oz. That was me in November of 2019. I know the picture's not that clear, but that was me in 2019. So in 2 months, so from 2019 to January of 2020, earlier this year, I was successful in losing 20 pounds. Yes. Woo! Because Dr. Oz needed a test weight. And I was ready, willing, and able to take on the challenge. And all it took for me to do was just be ready, to be open, to be present, to just say yes. And because I was there, I was able to go from what you see on the left hand screen, where, I was in sneakers and my big frumpy jeans and, and my shirt that was just kind of big and blousy. And I wore that blouse because I didn't want to show how chunky and fat I really got. And I can admit that that's the word that I can use for myself. I got fat. Only reason I can say that is because it was well past my comfort level. It was well past my comfort level. So to go from that on the left in November to what you see on the right in January was such a milestone, such an accomplishment to be able to lose 20 pounds in those 2 months. So in the process, this is what was happening in December and in January. Like you can see, even the stark difference. At the top, that was the first day, and I went in November. You see how full my face is. Until then, you see me on the left with the fierce and fearless shirt on. That you can't see my face, but that was in December. And then me on the Rocky Steps in Philadelphia with my gloves on, like yes, that was in January. So I truly, 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 truly was so excited with my transformation. And with that, I'm like, if I could do this, I can continue to do this because now I see that I can do it. I've proven to myself that I can do it. Now, granted, that 2 months, I had to say, how do you eat an elephant? And they say, what, one bite at a time? So even though like I lost 70 pounds at this point, and even at that time I lost 20 pounds, like I didn't look at the far stretch goal week. I had a number, an idea in mind, but I just wanted to go through the process and enjoy the moment and take it one step at a time, just one step. And so that's what I had to tell myself, to just take one step. And so what I did, I'm trying to see if I can get to this other part for you. And so what I was able to do was go from that, and I'm going to show you. So here we go. What a difference a year makes. So once again, I'm showing you guys these pictures because they're relevant. June 30th of 19. So right prior to, me making my decision up, there I am at my heaviest. Not really that happy on the inside. Kinda, but not really. It got to the point where it was what it was. That's where I was, and that's where I was. But then when I look and I'm like, wow, a year later, look at the difference. What a difference. It's like a difference a year for me. About just being focused, fearless, and then you can be transformed. Got another one for you. So now this is in August. You see, I think I got a little heavier in August. I could have got heavier, or it could have been the clothes, or it could have been a combination of both. But now, look at me now. A year later, I'm 52, and I'm fierce, focused, fearless, and transformed. You guys, listen. I don't know if. Oh, you know what? Y'all didn't even see what I was. I thought I showed y'all. Let me go back. So that's why y'all couldn't see. Okay, y'all were looking at me. You couldn't see what I was talking about. So let me show you. Let me show you. So that you take this one back. So that's the one I was talking about in June. Let me see. So you guys saw that, right? This is what I was talking about as I went through System 20. So you may not have seen this. So that's my picture on the left in December. Picture up top was in November, and then one on the bottom was in January. And so now here we are, fast forward to June of 2020. And look where I'm in comparison to June of last year. And now here we are today in August. And when I tell you, this has been such an amazing journey. Such an amazing journey to go from where I was, look where I was back in August. Now, I can tell you that I was not that comfortable in that outfit, but I had to make myself be comfortable in it. But I really was not truly comfortable in that outfit because it didn't fit me the way I wanted it to fit. Now, we are not our outfits, but we kind of are, right? We are on the inside. We whatever we just explode. I can't get my words out. Whatever we put on the outside is literally how we're feeling on the inside. So even though I was masking how I was feeling on the outside, I was still kind of truly masking how I was feeling on the inside as well. So it's so true when they say fake it till you make it, and I kind of was doing that in that moment, in that outfit. Now there were certain clothes that I can wear that you would never tell that I was not comfortable with my weight. But that particular outfit was one, and I was out of town, so there was no changing. So I said, this is what it's going to be. So I said, I'm going to wear it anyway, and I don't care. But guess what, you guys? I really did. I really, really did. So, yeah, that, and that's something that was so like mind blowing. See, but what I had to do in order to get from being on Dr. Oz and being in this system with this group, with this cohort, with just being excited, just saying yes to this challenge, just being part of it, and the things that that I did for people who always ask, what did you do and how did you do it? And I have to say it was intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting. So what is intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting is pretty much when I have a window that I eat my meals. It's 11 to 7. That's my base, 11 to 7. Now, can you shift it? Yeah, you can. But if you have a base of 11 to 7, then that's what it is. And so with that, I would, let's see, I'm trying to see where I'm at next. Okay. So with that, I had to eat my meals in that time period. So that meant I was fasting for that was 8 hours. So for the other 16 hours, I was fasting. But now you're like, oh, wait, 16 hours, I can't eat. Well, guess what, you guys? Technically, for 8 of those hours, you should be sleeping. Quote unquote, should be. But I know that in that time period, you have 8 hours to eat. So you're going to pretty much eat breakfast. You're going to eat dinner. You can eat a light lunch or just snack in between. And that's what I did. But the type of foods that I ate, so that's what that I did. So now the types of food that I ate, when people ask me, oh, did you do keto? I'm like, nah, it's kind of keto-esque. Not quite keto. I pretty much ate what I wanted within moderation. So I made sure I had more vegetables. I made sure that I had my protein. So I had chicken, I had fish, I had protein shakes. I stayed away from carbs. The big C word, yeah, stayed away from carbs. I took carbs out of my life. Yeah, I know. It's kind of hard for some people, but I did. I took carbs out of my life. And see, here's the thing. When I realized that I could get through major holidays, I started in November. So I was determined. I was super focused. I said, okay, I have these because I started the week before Thanksgiving. Who does that? The week before Thanksgiving, I said, okay, I'm going to do this. But I knew that I had one day a week that I can treat myself. So I said, Thanksgiving is going to be the day. I'm going to treat myself. And so what I did is all during the week, I stayed consistent with my eating. And my eating, I made sure I had my greens. I made sure I had beans, some sort of beans. I made sure I had some sort of protein. So that's the basis of what we learned by being on the program through Dr. Oz. And so with that, I took that. And then I knew that when I had that one day out the week, I could eat what I want. So that meant if there was mac and cheese, I could eat it. But I didn't pile my plate with it. But I still ate it because I still needed it to satisfy my palate. So I cut things out on a daily basis, but I didn't cut it out completely. I just cut it out on a daily, regular basis. Where my diet prior to that was that all the time, right? All the time. Not to mention fast food. That was my nemesis, fast food. Because if you're anything like me, who is always on the run, I can tell you that I don't cook. I don't cook. I can cook. I just don't like to cook. And a lot of times I don't have time to cook. So I'm always on the go trying to pick up something. And I have to be real creative with a healthy meal. And sometimes that's just not the case. Sometimes I have to go to the McDonald's. Sometimes I have to go to Wendy's. But sometimes I have to get the Big Mac. Sometimes I have to get, you follow what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure a lot of you may do the same thing. So then I had to figure out, all right, so Carolyn, if this is still the case, this is my lifestyle. So how can I tailor it to my lifestyle? Like, how can I do this? Because this is a program and it's a diet. And my thing is, if you look at things as a diet, it's going to die unless you follow it to the T. And I knew that if I followed this system that was laid out, I was going to fail tremendously. So there were certain snacks that I was able to have. There were certain meals that I could have. There were certain, I knew I was going to be able to follow that. So I had to just stick with, okay, let me focus on the fasting. Let me focus on the main ingredients. Let me just make sure that I have these greens. I have some sort of protein. I have some sort of meat in my life. Let me make sure I'm drinking my water. Let me make sure I'm getting my rest. Let me make sure I'm doing the different things that I can do, opposed to the whole list of stuff, and then it becomes overwhelming, and then it'll die. So, when I figured that out for myself, I was like, okay. So then this is what I can do. So once I figured that out, let me get to where we at. Once I figured that out, I got to the point where I said, you know what? I truly, truly, truly love the new me that I see in the mirror. So that was in January. Um, one of the tapings at the show, and I got to the point where I said, you know what? I see myself in the mirror. I'm like, wow, I'm really making a difference in what I'm doing. I can see it. I can feel it. I had more energy. I was able to go up and down steps like I couldn't do that before. Arthritis was kicking in. I was like, I'm about to turn 50 and I have arthritis at my knees. I couldn't walk up and down a flight of stairs without running out of breath, yet alone trying to run. That wasn't happening. Yet alone exercise. That wasn't happening. I was struggling. I was struggling. I don't know who else out there was struggling, but I was struggling. So, yeah, that's, I just love the new me that I saw once I realized I can do it. And see, the thing is, I know that you guys can do it too. So, those are the main things that I did. I did intermittent fasting. I became part of a group that allowed me to have support. And I tailored it to my own lifestyle because it's a lifestyle change for health and wellness, your total body, mind, body, and spirit. So then you can have this a beautiful, wonderful smile. So listen, this is what the reason why I came on, because like I said, everyone's been asking me. I figured it's easier for me to just do it this way. And then this is what I plan on doing. Starting tomorrow, which is Friday. Friday. I have something for you. But before that, I want you to know that, whatever weight that you put on, just remember that the weight that you try to lose on your journey is more than the pounds you shed. It's about the burdens that you no longer wish to carry. So remember earlier I told you about my burdens of, just having this excess weight and not feeling great about myself, about the traumatic experience that, re-triggered me in my life, that allowed me to, warranted stress, that got me sick. that, had me on medication, and it just put me in a really bad place, right? So that was the burden. Those were the burdens that allowed the 70 pounds to come on. And I'm saying 70 pounds because I lost 20 pounds in the first 2 months. And then in the next 2 months, I lost another 30. And then, no, yeah, another 30. I lost another 20, 20 pounds. And then then we went into quarantine, and then I continued to lose the rest. So yeah, that's where my neighbor says, "How did you come out of quarantine looking like that?" And the reason why is because I had already started. I made my mind up. I said, "This is what's going to happen," and I created a new lifestyle for myself. Now, am I 100% where I should be? Yes and no. I'm back to my ideal weight that I really didn't even know that this was going to be the weight I was going to go back to. I would have been fine if I stayed where I was when I was on the show. But yet there was more. My body remembered and said no, because I was already doing what I was doing. It allowed me to go back to my original, to my baseline. And my baseline is 127. That range of 127 to 130. And at my heaviest, I'm 140. So remember I told you my base before? So my base is really truly 130. So, and that's where I'm at today. Now, I can tell you that in the past couple months, have I slacked off? Absolutely. In the whole process since November, have I slacked off? Absolutely. Absolutely. But guess what? When you build yourself up to know exactly what you're losing, and you already have a system in place and you're already accustomed to doing so, then you can do it. So what I want to do is allow you guys to kind of go on this journey, continue with this journey with me, and I want to help you. So how are we going to do that? Well, it seems like everyone loves challenges, right? So this is what we had. We have my Fierce and Fearless Weight Loss Challenge. Yeah, it's basically your health and wellness starts with the right attitude. And I want you guys to join me tomorrow, which is Friday, 8/21, which is a fabulous Friday because we're going to be fierce and fearless and fabulous. Yes, right? All you need is 7 days. Just 7 days. Stay with me for 7 days. And let's see what kind of transformation you can make. Let's see what kind of, yes, you can do this when you make up your mind in the next 7 days. 7 is a powerful number. Remember, I told you, everything kind of started for me 7 years ago with the burdens that I chose to no longer carry. So, if this is where you're at, and this is what you want, I challenge you. I challenge you. I challenge you. I challenge you to head over to the Facebook group. You're going to enjoy everything that we're going to do in that group. I want you to just join this Fierce and Fearless Weight Loss Challenge. And it's a Facebook group that I created, and I'm waiting for you to join. If you know someone who's ready, who needs accountability, accountability. I'm going to say that again, accountability. And to learn step by step what I did, and to have a group that can help you walk through this like it helped me, then you're on your way. Just join. It doesn't cost you a thing. Only thing it costs is your yes, and your willingness, and your readiness, and being open, and just being ready and there. So if you're on YouTube, just head over to Facebook. I'll put the link in here so you can join the group. If you're on Facebook, I'll put the link in here so you can join the group. And if you want to search on Facebook, just join the group. But we're going to start tomorrow. I'm so excited. I can't wait to kick this thing off. 7 days on a fabulous Friday. Can't think of any other day to do it. So today is like a transformational Thursday. So we're going to transform our mindset, the way we think about ourselves today. And we're going to join. And we're going to be part of this 7-day challenge. And we're going to be fierce and fearless over the next fabulous, fabulous, fabulous 7 days. All right. This is your girl Carolyn Wilson of Magnify Your Essence. And listen, I just want you guys to be empowered, to be inspired, and to be what? To be magnified. I'm just so excited, and I can't wait for you to join me and the rest of the group in our Facebook channel. I look to see you. All right, you guys, take care.